You need to rethink how you've been designing goals all along, especially before you design your goals and your plans for 2026. 3 weeks ago, I did something for the very first time. I was reading a business book because I did not like what this guy was saying about goals, and I needed to know what this guy was saying because he operates in my space. But little did I know that this guy was going to change my mind. I read the book in one day, and I will never look at goals ever the same again. The book was Science of Scaling by Dr. Hardy. Go get it now. And in this video, I'm going to break down some of my takeaways and present to you how I am applying them in a new framework that I'm calling a AAA goal. For decades, I've been using a SMART goal as the standard of developing goals that were effective. And if you don't know what a SMART goal is, it's an acronym: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Now, in this new framework, we're going to bring some of the ideas of a SMART goal along. We're going to make them better, and some of them we are going to absolutely just leave behind. The ones that we're going to leave behind are attainable and realistic. Listen, if I'm sitting my butt on the couch and I'm watching TV, and there's a glass of water on the coffee table in front of me, it is very attainable and realistic for me to reach out and grab that glass of water. Attainable and realistic is comfortable. So we're going to leave attainable and realistic behind because you are a leader, you're an owner, you're a manager, which means you are a creator. Oftentimes people think we are absurd for what we're doing. So you want to know what we're going to do? We're going to own that, and we're going to adopt that standard into our goals. You need a AAA goal instead of a SMART goal. And what does that stand for? Number one, an aggressive deadline. Number two, an absurd number. And number three, an accurate standard. Each element of this format unlocks something in your thinking that your current goal is withholding from you, and I'm going to show you step by step. So let's start with the aggressive deadline. You and your goal needs an aggressive deadline to remove the noise all around you. In the book I was talking about, he says time is a tool. So I wanted to test this out. So I sat down next to my wife and I said, "Hey, Maggie, what's a book that you've been wanting to read that you haven't read yet? I want you to think about it." She said, "Okay." So I want you to visualize you reading this book and finishing this book by the end of the year. Just close your eyes and visualize it. So she did that. A few seconds later, I asked her, "Okay, stop. What were you seeing?" And she looked at me kind of like, "What are you doing?" She said, well, I saw myself reading the book." I was like, "Okay, great. Now we're going to do something different. Close your eyes, and I want you to imagine yourself reading the book by the end of the week." And it was Wednesday. And so she closed her eyes, she laughed, and then she opened it up immediately. I was like, "What?" She was like, "Well, I was going to have to call my boss and cancel all work to read this book that you want me to read." And actually, I laughed because that was the point of that exercise. By giving her an aggressive deadline, she immediately didn't see herself reading the book, but she saw what she was going to have to remove from her path to be able to actually accomplish the goal, which was cancel work. So instead of picking deadlines that gives you enough runway to get the job done, which is what I used to do, you intentionally give your goal a shorter runway, not enough room. Why? It forces you to take big leaps and big steps, stepping over non-essential things in the process. What was essential, or you thought was essential, was actually just something that was allowed because it had enough room to exist. You and your goal need an absurd number. I'm working with a gym owner right now who has the goal to open 3 gyms in 3 years. Currently has 2. So I applied this idea to just see what would happen. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, all right, let me play a game with me. Let's see what happens. What if the new goal was 6 gyms, we doubled it in 18 months and we cut it in half?" And he and the leadership team around me all began to laugh. I began to laugh too. But as soon as kind of the chuckles died down, I could see like his brain was turning. I said, "Hey, what are you thinking about right now?" He's like, "Well, first I thought how crazy that was. But then I couldn't stop thinking about what we would need to be doing that we're not doing right now to actually get that done." I was like what?" He's like, "Well, if it's 6 gyms in 18 months, we're clearly not looking at enough locations right now." And that is the power of the absurd number. It unlocks innovative and creative thinking. And what it will give you is new ideas that you aren't even thinking about right now because you're chasing a comfortable number. But if the number is absurd, you are going to have to innovate, do something new. You're going to have to increase your current capacity, your knowledge, your infrastructure in a way that doesn't exist right now to be able to accomplish that number. You've got to name what the number is, okay? It's either total sales calls, new members. In this case, it was gyms. Then you give it your goal number, then double it, maybe even triple it. If you're not laughing yet, then you're probably not there. Why are we giving it a 2x or 3x? Why are we making it so absurd? Because we're putting a stress, intentional stress on your idea to see what would need to be innovated around it if that was the number that you were actually chasing. You and your goal need to be defined with an accurate standard on what you are trying to actually accomplish. Here's an example. Let's say you're trying to lose weight. Your body is made up of muscle, bone, water, fat. Are you trying to lose weight or are you trying to lose fat? Losing fat is so much harder than losing weight. And the truth is, if you lose fat the right way, you may not lose a single pound. You may gain weight. The reason why you need to identify and define your goal with an accurate standard is because if you do not, you will deceive yourself that you have hit the target when what has actually happened is you woke up one day and you just simply lost a bunch of water weight. You must have an aggressive deadline to remove the noise and understand what is non-essential. You must have an absurd number to unlock creative and innovative solutions. You must have an accurate standard to maintain a level of excellence in your execution. If you are not laughing anxiously at your goal, it is not well defined yet. I hope you see now that the goal of a goal is not the goal. The purpose of a goal is to put this healthy stress on your strategy and system to help you identify the exact pathway you are meant to blaze a trail down. No more SMART goals, AAA, aggressive deadline, absurd number, and accurate standard. Now, how aggressive or absurd or accurate should these standards be? That's the wrong question. The right question is, how much discomfort are you willing to take on? You keep pushing the boundaries of each of these three elements until you know you are well beyond your current level of capabilities, knowledge, infrastructure, so on. Only until you are pursuing what you are currently unable to do will you be able to identify exactly what you need to do to move beyond it. I will never go back to treating a goal like a target I am trying to chase. Instead, I'm going to use it as a tool for powerful thinking, one that helps me identify the exact pathway that I am designed to take. And if you want some help teasing out your own goal, I made a custom GBT just for you around the AAA framework so that you can workshop your current goal step by step, aggressive deadline, absurd number, accurate standard. The GBT's name is David, named after David Goggins, because if there is someone who understands this concept and what it can do for you, it is that guy. You can find the link to the GBT in the show notes. I double dog dare you to give it a try and see what powerful ideas it unlocks for you, your system, and your operation.